movie called Gold, which is a Zac Efron movie. That's all I know about it. So, Maher, you've seen it. What do you think of it?
Yeah, so this is a new Australian movie titled Gold, starring Zac Efron, directed by Anthony Hayes, who also was in the movie. But this is a very personal movie in terms of characters. There's only about 4 or 5 characters that show up in the entire film. And this is an Australian film. It's shot in Australia. It's available in Australia right now. I was able to get a screening for it. I think it's going to be picked up by probably internationally by Netflix or somebody like that for a streaming release. It's coming out in theaters in March, limited and stuff like that. But anyway, so the film is about when two men discover the biggest gold nugget ever found, they must find a way to get out of there, basically. Now, the world that they set up in this movie, it's kind of like Mad Max. Like, it's kind of like an apocalyptic type world, but they don't really go too much into it. Like um, there's a lack of supplies in terms of water, oil, and there's very little people, as I said, in the entire movie. So Zac Efron, he's traveling, he's trying to get to this certain place because he heard that there's work there. They offer food and accommodation, and it's good work because the world has gone to shit. So he goes to this town to find a guide that will bring him to this location. So he goes to the town, he finds the guy, and the guy gives him a ride. And he has to pay for the gas money and for the electricity being used and stuff like that. He has to pay his way to get there because everything is so, resourceful. And what I really liked about this film was it's shot just beautifully in the desert, kind of, or in the outback of Australia. And there's some great shots, some great cinematography, but there's not much dialogue in the entire film whatsoever. And it mostly stars Zac Efron because they find this golden nugget of gold and they have to get it out there, but it's too big to move to get out themselves. So the guy who directed it, Anthony Hayes, his character, he leaves to go get something to get the gold out, but it's going to take him 2 days to get there and 2 days to get back. So Zac Efron has to stay behind and look after the gold in case anybody else finds it. And remember, he's in the middle of nowhere in the outback, so there's no shade, there's no water, there's no place to stay. So he has to basically camp out beside this gold for 5 days. And there's threats like there's dogs and there's snakes and scorpions and stuff like that. So he basically has to survive for 5 days, and he has a limited amount of water, and that's what the story is basically about. There's very little dialogue. It's just following Zac Efron's character trying to survive these 5 days until the guy gets back. And what I really liked about it was I love these movies that have very little dialogue because it's all about the actors acting. And Zac Efron has done High School Musical, The Greatest Showman. He's this pretty boy, but he can also act as well. And I like when these type of actors do something that you wouldn't usually see them do, and he gives an unbelievable performance. I really enjoyed watching him in this, and it's sad at times because of what he's going through, and his main motivation is to protect this gold until the guy gets back, and then he can be rich and he can be happy and stuff like that. But he comes across so many threats in the film, and I like the film as a whole. I would say maybe a 7 to 8 out of 10. The only thing I didn't like about the movie was just the ending and maybe the message of the movie, but the actual message of the movie is true. It's true when you look at our world and society today. But I just didn't like the ending of the film. But everything else up to that, I really enjoyed. I thought it was directed well by the actor Anthony Hayes, who appears in the movie for a bit as well. But Zac Efron, fantastic. I thought he should get great reviews for this. The movie as a whole, getting mixed reviews, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really well done, well directed story, and I would definitely check it out for Zac Efron's performance because without much words, he just embodies his how great of an actor he is through his emotions, and it's a pretty raw film where he has to fight snakes and he has to fight dogs, and he starts going delusional as well because of the lack of water. So I thought he did fine.